Chef Dave Bishop from the Chef to You with a Let's Talk Beef video. Today's subject is going to be braised round steak with Vidalia onions. Let's first take a look at the beef selection we made for today. This is a top round steak. You find in the supermarket most of the time about a 1/4 inch thick. Today I got in 2 packages this size right here. A lot of times you find in a larger cut. It's usually between 1 pound and 2 pounds. This is one of the leaner beef cuts. You can grill this on the grill. You can braise this. It's a very versatile piece of meat. Today we're going to braise this for about an hour. What I have here is just over 1 pound in this steak here, and I got about a 5-ounce serving here. Let's go ahead and cut this up into 3 more servings. Here we just want to estimate 3 cuts. We're going to cut right across here and right here. Let's start by looking at our Vidalia onions. A friend of mine gave these to me last week. These are fresh Vidalia onions from Vidalia, Georgia. Vidalia onions are a little bit sweeter than a Spanish onion or a yellow onion. Great versatile onion to use, making a lot of relishes. Today what we did is we took 1 onion and sliced it into 4 steak looking slices. We're going to grill these in the Dutch oven, and they're going to be put on top of our top round steak while it bakes in the oven. We have 1 cup of diced tomatoes in tomato puree, 1/4 cup each of salt, pepper, and garlic, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. That's really going to give a good rich flavor. Nutmeg may not sound like a normal item to have in a roast, but it really gives a beautiful flavor. We got some oil here for sauteing our onions and our beef. A little bit of beef paste to add to our 1½ cups of water. And here I've got 1/4 cup of flour with 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Let's go ahead by sauteing our onions. I have a cast iron Dutch oven here, and we're going to be using today. We're going to use this both on the stove and putting our product in the oven. We're going to start out with a little bit of oil. Spread that around. Take 2 of these onions and place them in there, and we're going to just brown the edges of them. I want to be able to get 2 as large as they are. You hear them cooking pretty good here. I'm going to just put a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt on to give them their own little flavor. We're going to turn these in just a minute. It depends on what pot you're using. You may not get a dark brown. We're not looking for these to be cooked all the way through, because while they're cooking with the braised beef for an hour, it's going to tenderize those. Let's go ahead and flip these over. We're going to go ahead and cook the other 2 and start on our beef. Our onions are done. You got a little bit of brown color there. I'm going to set those aside. Let's go ahead and bread our top round steaks. We're going to start here by just coating them well with flour. Let's get all 4 of them coated up real good, and then we'll put them in the pot. Let's add some oil to our pot. We want to brown these. We're not going to cook them long. We just want to brown the outside. If all 4 do not fit flat on the bottom, that's okay. We're going to be moving those around. This extra flour we have here, leave it right here, because we're going to add later on to be part of our thickening for our gravy. While our meat's brown, let's go ahead and make our sauce. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of beef paste. Let's get that dissolved and stirred around. Add our 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 1/4 teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and granulated garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Stir those up well. Add our 1 cup of diced tomatoes and tomato puree. Now this is ready to go in as soon as these steaks are brown. As you see, our beef is brown, got a nice color on the outside. What we're going to do is take this extra flour, place it in here. We want to just stir it around and get it all wet. This is going to help us on our gravy. As this steak slow cooks in the oven for an hour, this flour will slowly make us a gravy, so we don't have to worry about making a gravy at the end of the cooking process. I got that flour dissolved. Now I'm going to add my sauce and tomatoes. Let's go ahead and lift up our meat. Just let the sauce get down below. Next, we want to take our onions. Do your best to keep them in a circle. That's part of the presentation. Set them right on top of the beef. You see our finished product here. We have our beef on our sauce. We got our sauteed onion rings on top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place this lid on this pot. The key behind braising is a tight fitting lid and a small amount of liquid. We're going to place this in the oven for 1 hour undisturbed, and our beef will be nice and tender, a beautiful gravy, and a wonderful flavor. If you do not have a cast iron Dutch oven like I have here, you can use a stainless steel pan. You just want a pot with a tight fitting lid. You can go ahead and do it on top of the stove. Just turn the heat down to a low and just let it slow cook for an hour. Or if you have a pan that can go in the oven with a tight fitting lid, that'd be great too. Let's go ahead and put this in the oven for an hour. Let's go ahead and lift our lid, see what we have. We got some beef round steaks, cooked real tender. The 4 Vidalia onions cooked on top, nice golden brown, nice and tender. We got our tomatoes in our sauce all around there, nice and thickened as it's slowly cooked. We're going to give this about 5-10 minutes to set so the meat will firm up, and we'll go ahead and plate it. Go ahead and take out one of our steaks, try to keep the onion right on top as we come out. Set it right next to these fresh mashed potatoes. Take a couple spoonfuls of this gravy, pour right over top. Fill in a little valley of our mashed potatoes. Here we have a beautiful plate of braised round steak with sauteed Vidalia onions on top, freshly made mashed potatoes. Can't be beat. Let's go ahead and do one more plate. I got some yellow rice right here. Let's go ahead and add a round steak to the top of that. Place it right here in the center. Take 2 or 3 spoonfuls of that gravy, pour right on top. Here we have another plate with yellow rice, braised round steak, sauteed Vidalia onions, and a gravy over top. It's also good with a garlic noodle. Your options are endless. This is Chef Dave Bishop with another Let's Talk Beef video. Don't make the beef counter a mystery. Tune into my videos. This is Chef Dave Bishop, cooking and teaching. May God bless.